Hi guys, how is it going today? I will be making some banana fritters and my ingredients are, of course, overripe bananas, pink salt, just a little. I am using whole wheat flour. You can use another type of flour if you have a gluten problem. You may not want to use the whole wheat flour, so you can use non-gluten flour, okay? And of course, some baking powder and some water. Of course, my saucepan, which we refer to as a frying pan in Jamaica, because we do a lot of frying in the pan, so we call it a frying pan. So I have my frying pan with my oil. So first thing we want to do is peel our bananas, put them in a container, and just use a masher. I have already mashed my bananas. Use a masher to just mash your bananas. Now, you always have to make sure that your flour is at least twice the amount of banana you put in, because you want to have the banana flavor, but you also want to have enough flour to bind the whole thing together. Okay, you don't want them falling apart when you are trying to fry them. So I'm going to measure out my banana so I will know how much flour to put in. And a lot of times when my mother made it when we were children, we just go by feel and by sight, not a lot of measuring. But I'm going to go, just to give you guys, if you want to try it, something to work with, I'm going to go ahead and do some measurements. So let's see. Okay, so that's 2 cups of mashed bananas. So I have 2.5 cups of mashed bananas. Now I'm just going to put this over here, just so if I need to rest anything in it, I have it there. I'm going to take this cup to the, actually no, I'm going to keep it hanging around so I can use it for the water, because what happens is the water you put in will be contingent upon how much liquid your mashed banana has produced. Because if your mashed banana has produced enough liquid, then you won't need a lot of water to finish doing your mixing. Okay, so I put 2.5 cups of mashed bananas in. I'll just take this out. I'm going to go ahead and put 5 cups of flour in. This is just a 1/2 cup, so I'll have to do 10 of these, because this is the one that can go down through the opening of my canister here. You don't have to be too picky about the measurement. Doesn't have to be that level. And by the way, I don't sieve. It just comes straight from the canister or the jar into the banana, the mashed bananas. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5, which is 2.5 cups of flour. So what I can do now is I can do a little mixing before I add the rest of the flour. And I won't forget my baking powder. So when I add the other 5, what you could do is just put your baking powder and your flour in one bowl and just stir it a little before. But I tend to do things a bit unorthodox sometimes. So as long as it works out. If it doesn't work out, then the next time I'll change it. But that's just how we roll, you know, man. We don't follow a lot of recipes and a lot of instructions. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in the other 5 half cups, and then I'll have my 5 cups of flour. And I'll put in a half a teaspoon to every cup of flour. Now this is going to be a whole bunch of batter, but guess what? If you don't want to fry the whole thing at one time, you can always put some in a glass container, such as this one that I had the mashed bananas in, cover it, and in a couple of days, within a week, you could fry them and they'll be fine. Just put them in the refrigerator, put the batter in the refrigerator. So let's go ahead and put my baking powder in. So I'm going to need 5 half teaspoon of baking powder. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another thing some people do also is to add a little sugar. Now my husband doesn't like the extra sugar added, so I'll just do it with the sweetness of the bananas. I'm done with the flour, so I'm going to put the flour away. Just grab something here too. And I'll just put a half a teaspoon of my salt. Now, let's go ahead and mix again. Mixing everything together. Now, what I'll do at the end is I'll put the ingredients that I've used in the mixture. So, it is starting to get tight. So, this is when you start adding some water. And I will start with 1 cup of water. In the end, you want it to be loose, but it's not supposed to be too loose. Not too loose, not too tight. So that's a cup of water. And I'll mix. Okay, I'll add another cup of water. Get in there. Okay, check this out. Okay, so I want it to fall a little easier, so I'm just going to put in a little bit more water. And by the way, you can adjust your salt and put more salt in if you want. I avoid too much salt because that's my diet. Okay, so that's another half a cup of water. And that should be enough. So let's just stir and then see how it drops. And then when we see how it drops, we know when we're ready to drop them in the frying pan. As I said before, you can add a little brown sugar if you want to, or you can also add cinnamon, okay? But we don't want any of that right now for the brunch. Maybe you could do that for your like dessert if you want to add some cinnamon. I think we're just about done. So check this out. See, it drops lighter, it drops easier. That's it. We're ready to do the fry. Okay, so let's just go ahead now and start frying our batter. And you fry until they are golden brown. Now, a way to know that your fritters are fried right through is just to take your fork and just squish it a bit, and then you won't see anything oozing out. So it means that it is done right through. Or if you wanted to, you could just use a fryer and just basically deep fry them, but I don't deep fry them. I just use kind of a, call it surface oil. So I have to flip them. Check this out. Golden brown, all done. You just keep frying until you're done. So I'm done frying the fritters, guys. And they are golden brown and delicious. Just enough for my family of 4. And I say delicious because I've devoured one and I've already bitten into another one. Shh. Anyways, I started with 2.5 cups of mashed bananas. What I'll do for you at the end of the video, I'll put a recipe that starts with 1 cup of mashed bananas, just to give you a base to work with, and then you can make your adjustments as per how much you're trying to get to feed your family, your friends. Okay, so thank you so much for watching the videos. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you can be notified of new videos with tips and tricks for your home and your garden, and some bonus Jamaican recipes. Okay, go ahead, subscribe, try the recipe, and let me know what you think. Until I see you in the next video, I'm gonna go enjoy some banana fritters. Mmm.